Alright, so here's the deal. Local Thunk has said that he is going to be changing the blue stake difficulty in the 1.1 major gameplay update later this year for Balatro. So right now, the -1 discard for blue stake is too oppressive. It restricts you from playing these higher hand types like straights, full houses, and the gold stake meta right now is just pairs because that's what's most apt for the blue stake difficulty with the -1 discard. So here's my proposal for what a new blue stake could look like. Single highest level poker hand is disabled. Alright? So let's say if all your other hands are level 1 and your 3 of a kind is level 3, if you try to play it, it just won't go off. It'll be like playing 2 cards against the boss that says you have to play 5 cards. Alright? And then let's say the 3 of a kind is level 3 and your pair is level 3, then you can play both, right? If they're both the highest level. So the idea here is that you find one dud hand and level that up. And so that builds up this margin so your actual scoring hands aren't going to be your highest level poker hand. They should be close, but they're not going to be up there. And so I like this for a few reasons. So it encourages a pivot, right? So if you're leveling up your 4 of a kind, and you're playing pairs in the short term, then once your pair level maybe catches up to your dud hand, your 4 of a kind with blue seals or whatever, then you can pivot to 4 of a kind very easily. You've already built that up. You've already put some equity into it. And so yeah, it's gameplay that encourages a pivot. And so some of the other stakes here, like black stake, says eternal jokers. That makes stuff like the Ankh and the Hex make more sense as gameplay mechanics, where usually they destroy all your other jokers, but that's not necessarily going to be the case if you have eternal jokers. And with the orange stake and gold stake adding the other stickers to your jokers, that makes stuff like Judgment uh, make more sense, where it creates a random joker card, but the joker card it creates cannot have a sticker on it, so it makes a lot more sense for these higher stakes. And maybe it's a questionable addition if you're just looking at a gold stake alone. Same thing with the top up tag over here, creates up to 2 common jokers. And the white stake, that is just worse in every way than the Mega Buffoon pack, where you get to choose your 2 jokers and they're not necessarily going to be common. But in the gold stake, this is really valuable, having these non-stickered jokers that the top up tag makes. So I like how the difficulties in Balatro really they make the game make more sense, to the point where the gold stake feels like the flagship mode almost, instead of the base difficulty, the white stake. So that's something blue stake failed at before, but I'm hoping that this kind of rectifies it, right? Because this introduces a lot of nuance to a system that maybe it works perfectly fine, but it maybe doesn't make the greatest amount of sense, which is the planet system. So when you open a planet pack, a celestial pack, you just take one, right? You just take the one you're scoring with, and then you skip it if it's if the planet you want isn't in there, because you don't want to mess up your fool or whatever, right? And so having, even if you're just leveling up a single extra dud hand, that doubles the amount of things you're looking for in these packs. Same thing for the Planet Merchant voucher. This is the second worst voucher. Doesn't make a lot of sense. But now, if you're looking for at least, at the very minimum, twice as many types of planet cards, then this all of a sudden is maybe something that's actually worth considering taking. You know, in theory. We won't know until we try it, so I'm going to try running some blue stake runs right now on the yellow deck, and we'll move up to the gold stake if that goes well. And we'll see if it's actually fun. Let's go. So here at the first shop, we're already offered this Saturn card and a superposition. So in normal blue stake or normal gold stake, this would just put us on the straight track, right? Because this is already a perfect synergy. But if we take this right now, we're actually not able to play straights, even though this is extremely valuable. So maybe we take the superposition and we hold on to the Saturn and we wait for something, some other kind of planet to show up in the shop so that we can even out where our levels are lying at. So we could have a level 2 pair and level 2 straight, and so we'd be able to play both of them freely. Take Midas Mask. Perfect. Maybe we do straight flushes later. Wow, how about we do one right now? Royal flush. That's the way you play it. So again here, it'd be really nice to just take the Saturn card and then you use the Fool, put your Saturns at level, put your straights at level 3, but that's gonna fully disable that for us, and that's gonna be, wow. Okay. I can afford both. So I guess I'm just gonna do that. Okay. Maybe we're supposed to get off straights now that we have the duo. Maybe, alright, hear me out. Sell, 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 and take both of these. And now we're able to take Saturn to start leveling up straights as our dud hand, right? So we can actually start playing pairs or 2 pairs or whatever. 2 pair, I guess. Oh no. It's... I think I just lose here, actually. Full house? It might work. Incredible. Alright. Good time to sell that. 2 duos. So now we could take Uranus. Now the question here, do we use the Fool to level up our straights to increase that dud hand? Maybe. Take Uranus. Ship it. So now we're cooking. Now with the level 3 straights, we have some margin here. We can level up 2 pair an extra level before things get dicey. Okay. If we're doing 2 pair, we probably want the smiley face, right? Because I don't feel good enough about holding all these in hand and then not playing them ever with Ride the Bus. We probably take this. So now we have Planet Merchant in the shop. So it's our last chance to buy it. This is an actual consideration now, right? So the thing with the planet cards is that the main thing it does is it gives us chips, right? And the planet card for 2 pair, Uranus, is actually pretty good. It gives us 20 chips. So that's going to be a 50% increase to our points with just 1 more Uranus here. So maybe this is actually worth getting. Because the thing is, right, we want to level up both 2 pair and straights as our dud hand. So I'm going to, for the sake of experimentation, right, we'll see how this goes. Find a 2 pair. That might just be it. Actually. Nice. Mime. Holographic mime. For my gold cards. Don't mime if I do. Could get grabber. And these, the value of these is now double if we're looking for 2 plants. And there it is. That's pretty good for us. $37. That's pretty good. We could make more clubs, and okay, the club boss we already beat. We could get to a point where we're playing maybe flush houses, right? That's kind of easy to pivot to off of 2 pair. And now with this new blue stake, right? Um, the issue with flush houses usually is maybe we put so much equity into our Uranus, into our 2 pair, that by the time we actually get the flush house up and running, it's just so far behind, it's not even worth playing. But if our progress is kind of stunted of leveling this up with the new blue stake, then the flush house is actually high scoring compared to this, and we already have a high level 2 pair, maybe straight, as a new dud hand for the flush house. So maybe this is something I wouldn't be considering usually in a blue stake or black stake run. Just make all of them clubs, I guess. Now High Priestess is also pretty high value now. There it is. Take the grabber, and let's go. Take the drunkard. We're doing really well here. So now we have the telescope voucher. So there's a lot you can do with the telescope voucher now. So usually it would just be something we absolutely would never take here because we have 11 high cards played. But maybe that's actually good that we're going to get Pluto for a high card, because if we get that every single Celestial pack, that can be our new dud hand, maybe. Or maybe since we've already put 3 levels into the straight, maybe we just keep going with this and ignore the telescope. Maybe. This is probably a good spot to do Vagabond, right? If we're trying to set up a flush house and we get so much money at the end of the round from the mime and the gold cards that we got from the Midas Mask, this is probably actually worth it. Still the smiley face. Yeah, I really hope that would have won. I guess we lost 10 mil by selling the smiley face. That makes sense. Could get Jimbo. Money. Yes. Reroll. Why did I do that, actually? We could sell Jimbo and get Uranus. But you're so friendly. This is getting pretty high. So it's only anti-4 and we already have a level 7 hand, so it's not... I mean, our 2 pair's a little low, but that's going to rise soon, and then we have the blue seal. So, this blue stake doesn't actually hinder your ability to get planets that much. You're still able to get to, level 10 or 11 or higher pretty easily by anti-8. It just kind of stops you from abusing mechanics like the blue seal, maybe, which maybe trivializes the hardest difficulty in the game. Maybe. Alright, now here's a question. Do I pick up Uranus or Saturn? So that's something interesting with this new blue stake, right? So we have the planet for our scoring hand here. And maybe it's actually not optimal to take it because we could increase this and then that will raise the ceiling for when we maybe pivot to flush houses as our new hand. All right, here it is. It's going to cost us a lot of money right now, but it's maybe worth it. Just barely. Okay. It's starting to feel pretty good. We could just take the golden ticket if we're playing all our gold cards anyway, instead of a mine. It's a foil, too. Because that's more money, and maybe we have 2 blue seals, but that might not actually be a big help for us if we're capped right now at level 7 for our straights. Maybe we're supposed to get rid of the drunkard instead. Maybe this is actually a lot of points from our steel. Take the telescope. Alright. This is shaping up to be something special. I can't take you if I want to be able to play 2-pair. Maybe I take it anyway and just try to play a flush house next round. That's totally doable. Let's do it. Yeah. That's really good. It's really good. Do we need the mime? We have 1 steel card. Just gonna take it, I guess. One more time. Okay, we are not playing 2-pair anymore. So we got pretty lucky, right? We got 3 Uranus's in this shop, and so now we have level 10 2-pair. So that is our new cap for our flush house, which we're going to try to get as many of as we can. Alright, throw out anything that's not clubs, because now I'm a little paranoid. That's almost it. Maybe I'm being exceedingly greedy by trying to keep this in my hand. Throw it out. Play? No. Play it with a golden ticket. Okay, we have our jacks. We need a king of clubs out of the 4 in our deck. I could toss this out, but I really, really want the series, so I'm not. Oh, I've made a grave error, maybe? Um... Okay. Yeah. Odds aren't looking good. This pains me so. Oof. could have copied my ticket. That's so unfair. Serious? So something I like about this, the new blue stake kind of puts a cap on the blue seal, right? This is obscenely powerful otherwise, and Local Thunk has said he is not nerfing this in the 1.1 update. So maybe this is a kind of way of nerfing the blue seal without actually changing it, maybe keeping it the same, the lower difficulties to satiate the masses, maybe. Yeah, that's a lot of money anyway. We're fine. The plant! We're fine, right? We're fine. Yeah, we're fine. Yeah, we're just gonna lose out on some money. That's whatever. We've gotten so lucky with these two pairs. It really, it's kind of a bummer on the blue stake. It actually does help us. Is it even worth taking Saturn anymore? It's like 5 levels behind two pair. Yeah, just gonna forget about it. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, feels pretty good. Yeah, huge. We're kind of catching up now to the two pair. So that is the value of the blue seal, right? This is still extremely powerful. You can't abuse it, right? You can't abuse it anymore. You can't get level 40 pairs because you have to have something else that's matching that, and you can't play your dud hand and get the blue seal out of it because your dud hand just gets thrown out. So blue seal has its place now. It is for catch up, right? It's catching up to where your dud hand is. Wait, we can just swim with high card now? That's so stupid. I mean, alright. So give it to me. That's it. So yeah, if we look at the run info here, there's a lot of purple, right? We put a lot of equity into a lot of different hands here, right? So straights as our original dud hand, two pairs original scoring hand, high card as our secondary dud hand for um, when we got the telescope. That didn't actually pan out, but the sentiment was there. And then flush house is our finishing scoring hand, and then full house for no discernible reason. I couldn't tell you. So this new stake, right, it encourages a new kind of play style that maybe Local Thunk was intending from the outset. So looking at the boss blinds, right, where you're supposed to be um, diversifying what your hands are, like not being all in on spades or all in on face cards. So that this stake further encourages that in a way that's maybe actually kind of fun.